Welcome to the Department of FPSS and Praxcura presenting a webinar on coping with anxiety. I would now like to introduce Dr. Chavi Bhargav Sharma. She's a practicing psychologist and psychotherapist. She has done her PhD in socio-political psychology and has worked under the supervision of Professor Ashish Nandi and Professor Jitendra Mohan from Punjab University. She also did her master's with a specialization in clinical psychology and a bachelor's in psychology from the University of Delhi. Apart from that, she is also trained in strategic management and defense studies by the Regional Center for Strategic Studies, RCSS, Colombo, in collaboration with the Stimson Institute and Washington Institute of Peace and Conflict Studies. She has also been awarded the prestigious and competitive Scholar of Peace Fellowship by WISCOM, which is Women in Security, Conflict Management and Peace, of His Holiness Dalai Lama Foundation for Universal Peace. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much, Jayant, for those and kind introduction. Today, as we celebrate World Mental Health Week, we all know that World Mental Health Day is celebrated on 10th of October, WHO, and and this is the week we are going to be celebrating World Mental Health. We at FBSS, that is Faculty of Behavioral and Social Sciences, we bring to you a series of webinars addressing various mental health issues like anxiety, depression, suicide, relationship, breakup issues, and substance abuse. We will be focusing on the coping strategies and how to effectively live a meaningful life. Please ask questions and ask more questions, because when you talk about your problems, you'll get the answers and we can all collectively find solutions to them. You can invite your friends, family, if you feel like, and this is a forum where you can, get your doubts clear. And this is brought to you by Faculty of Behavioral and Social Sciences, and our healing partner is paxcura.com, Restore Your Peace. A little bit about Faculty of Behavioral and Social Sciences, and the vision of Faculty of Behavioral and Social Sciences is to become the preeminent intellectual and creative school for effective engagement in a life that requires individuals to grapple with complex problems, pursue more fluid and flexible career pathways, and collaboratively be the harbingers of change, contributing to a better ethical and just world. And under Faculty of Behavioral and Social Sciences, we have the following programs: BA BSc in Applied Psychology, BA Honors Economics, and BA BSc in Liberal Arts, MA MSc Applied Psychology, MSW Masters in Social Work, MA in Economics, and it is BA BSc Honors in Applied Psychology. And then we have a PhD program in Psychology, PhD in Economics. We have Master's program in Public Policy and Public Health. We have BA Honors Sociology and BA Political Science. And a little bit about our partners, paxcura.com. Paxcura is a mental health uh, initiative, and it is to restore your peace. We are a community of mental health innovators, researchers, practitioners, policymakers, and happy subscribers from around the world. We provide innovative resources and ideas to promote and enhance quality of mental health and improve the lives of people with mental and emotional disorders and otherwise also. And our aim is to facilitate the development and uptake of effective mental health interventions, enabling learning, building partnerships, synthesizing and disseminating knowledge, and counseling sessions with psychologists. So, if you feel the need or anything, you can always reach out to us, and our efforts are to bring it to the people, simplify as far as possible various concepts, and talk about the coping strategies. Today, our speaker is Dr. Swati Saharan, and she's a counselor also, and she's a professor here. in Manav Rachna International Institute of Research and Studies. She teaches psychology, very eminent. She's worked on online platforms and she's worked offline platforms. And I welcome you, and Swati ma'am. We look forward to your presentation, and we request you to take it forward. Tell us about anxiety, and then we will take the questions and the panel discussions. The schedule is that Swati ma'am will first just give a brief and simplify anxiety for us and some coping strategies, and then we have a panel discussion. We take in questions, we take in and we discuss and take in look at solutions also, everyday solutions, and how you can cope up with things in your everyday life. Swati ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for arranging this webinar series of webinar on World Mental Health Week. And this year, the World Mental Health, the theme of World Mental Health is mental health to all, greater investment, greater access. And I think it's a very apt theme considering that we are going through a pandemic and people have reported lot more mental health distress than in the previous years. So I think the WHO has chosen a very apt theme for this year. So I hope everyone can see my screen. I've shared my screen. So today we'll talk about what anxiety is, how do we differentiate anxiety from worry and from stress, and what are the various coping mechanisms for anxiety. When Chavima mentioned this topic, I thought that this is a very relevant topic because according to the latest data in India, there are 44 million people who are suffering from anxiety disorder. And this data is of 2018 or 17, it's not the latest data. So just imagine if they do the latest survey, the number will be very, very high considering that we are in the pandemic situation and everything. So today we will talk about what anxiety is, differentiate anxiety from worry, symptoms of anxiety so that you can identify whether you have anxiety or whether you are having normal worry situation, on how to cope with anxiety, how to come up with the strategies, self-care routine, or strategies where you can cope with anxiety. So let's start. So what actually anxiety is? People in their day-to-day language as well, they will say, I'm feeling very anxious today. I'm feeling very nervous today. I have the presentation, I have the exam. मुझे बड़ा डर लग रहा है, मुझे बड़ा nervousness हो रहा है, ऐसे stomach में butterflies हो रहे हैं. So these all are symptoms of anxiety only, which we use in our day-to-day language. But what we don't know is that these are the identified symptoms of anxiety. So when we don't know what are the symptoms of anxiety, what anxiety is, then how will we identify? And like the World Mental Health Day theme says that access of mental health to all. So how will we get that access when we don't know that we need the help? So that's why this webinar series. So anxiety is a mental state of both distress and arousal, sets off by sensing uncertain danger. So what happens is that our brain has a very great mechanism where it will alert us if there is a dangerous situation in the outside environment or in our external environment. So the brain has this whole procedure where it protects the individual from the threat. So anxiety is that state. It causes distress where we feel uncomfortable, where we have a sense of emotional or physical pain in our body. And it's also an state of arousal where there is a psychological arousal, where thoughts are rushing through our mind, and also physical arousal. That's what differentiate anxiety from all worry or from stress. It has two component. It has cognitive component and it has physical component. Cognitive component is when you have feelings of worry, when you are worried about what's going to happen in the future, or when you keep thinking about what happened in the past. So you are dreading that my exam is coming, or you are dreading the presentation that you have to give in the class, or you keep thinking about the argument that you had with your friends, or you had with your family member. So these are the cognitive element. Cognitive means mind at thought level and emotional level. That's what cognitive is. Now physical क्या होता है? Physical sensation is you have racing heartbeat increase हो जाता है, there is sweating, your palms are sweating, you are sweating a lot, your mouth goes dry, your vision becomes blurry. So vision becomes blurry, dizziness. These are the extreme symptoms of anxiety. But even if you have normal level of anxiety, you will go through these symptoms, because these are the brain's trigger to tell you that something is wrong in the external environment and let's seek help. This is this is brain's mechanism. So that is why when we say that some amount of anxiety is natural, why? Because this is our brain's way of telling us that something is wrong and let's do something. Let's avoid the danger. Let's make some changes. Let's remove you from the situation where there is a danger. So brain is protecting you. So if this trigger or this mechanism will not be there, you will not know that I am in dangerous situation or not. So our brain is very smart. It's always trying to protect us. It's always trying to protect this physical body. So that's why it is said that normal level of anxiety or normal level of unpleasantness is normal, because it helps us in making changes. The exam is coming, I'm feeling this anxiety, that I'm going through all these thoughts that okay, there's so much of syllabus and the exam is tomorrow, yeah, exam is next week, I have to do this, I have to do that. So this is what now you are having feeling, आपका heart rate increase हो रहा है. So what is happening? Because of all these triggers, you know that okay, exams are coming and I have to prepare for those exams, because this nervousness might be I have not yet prepared well for, or I have not yet covered my syllabus. So if I don't have this unpleasantness, if I have this okay, exams aa rahe hain, dekh lenge, wo jo hoga hota jayega, I will be in trouble. The question paper will be in front of me and I will not know what to do. So normal level of anxiety is okay. When it becomes problem, it becomes problem when it starts interfering with your day-to-day activities. When anxiety starts interfering with your school, with your college, with your relationships, with your work, then it becomes a problem. So what I talked about is anxiety. Now what's anxiety disorder? So we say that okay, I am feeling anxious, and then there is this person who is saying that I have anxiety disorder. These two are separate things. Remember, having anxiety or having anxiety disorder, they are separate things. So what happens in anxiety disorder? There is a persistent sense of worry or fear. It keeps lingering at the back of your head, and it gets worse and worse over the period of time. It's not like that you can't deal with it, you can, but there is this persistent sense, and sometimes you don't even know that why are you feeling anxious. आपको पता भी नहीं चलता है कि what is it that is triggering my anxiety. So anxiety disorder is when there is this constant lingering sense of fear and worry, and it gets worse over a period of time, and it starts to interfere with your daily activities. We say in psychology that it becomes problem when it is interfering with your daily activities, like your work, your school, your job performance, your relationships, all these areas. So what anxiety is? Anxiety is a normal reaction to stress, but anxiety disorder क्या होता है? When there is a constant worry. Anxiety could be triggered by specific stressors. Stressors क्या होते हैं? Exam could be stressors. मैं नए college में आ रही हूँ, आज मेरा first day of class है, that could be stressors. So these are all the stresses. But anxiety disorder, there is no one particular stressors. आप identify नहीं कर पाओगे कि what is this one particular thing which is triggering anxiety. It's all over the place. It's like chaotic. कोई उसमें order नहीं होता है.
Swati ma'am,
Yes, sir.
sorry to interrupt. If you can make it full screen, please.
Okay, sir. यहाँ से कहाँ से होगा sir full screen? Like presentation mode?
Yes, ma'am. Presentation mode.
Is it not right?
Yes, now it's done, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So normal anxiety will disappear after a point of time. If I'm not feeling anxious because of my exam, that might go away once the exams are over. But that is not the case with anxiety disorder. It will not go away once the trigger is over, because you don't know what the trigger is. Normal anxiety may relaxing often helps, but when it's anxiety disorder, relaxing becomes a bit difficult. It's hard for you to relax. When people say no, you tell them that I am feeling very worried या मेरे को बड़ा nervousness हो रहा है. So our friends tell us कि तू relax कर. But if I have anxiety disorder, saying that to relax kar will not work for me. I might get more irritated that you don't even know what's happening with me and you say relax kar. It's not easy for me to relax. So a response to toxic or stressful situation hota hai anxiety, but anxiety disorder, like I said, it's diffused, it's all over the place. So now when we talk about anxiety disorder, so there is not one specific disorder. It's not like that I have, you know, it's not like that कि मैंने एक anxiety disorder बता दिया and that's what it. There are range of different disorders which come under anxiety disorder. And these disorders, they are context specific, situation specific. They don't have, you know, similar kind of symptoms. And so these disorders are generalized anxiety disorder. Generalized anxiety disorder or GAD is the most common anxiety disorder. It's the most common. And GAD is something, if a person has GAD, they will have this uncontrollable, you know, worry or this unpredictable uh, sense of fear. They don't even know what is it that is bothering them, what is it that is causing them anxiety. It can be triggered at any place, at any time. I can wake up feeling anxious. जब मैं सोने जा रही हूँ, I was okay 10 मिनट पहले and 10 मिनट के अंदर ही I am feeling anxious. That's GAD and there is no specific trigger. If I set the alarm, हो सकता है सुबह मुझे 5 बजे उठना है. I'm setting the alarm. रात को, if I have GAD, I might not be able to sleep properly. Why? Because I will be worried. What if I miss the alarm? मुझे अलार्म सुनाई ही नहीं देगा. What will I do then? I will be late. मैं college नहीं जा पाऊंगी. I will miss my exam. I will miss my bus. I will fail. So that's the chain of thought which happens in anxiety. For a normal person, they will set the alarm. They will sleep. Alarm बजेगा, आप उठोगे और आप जाओगे. Not the person. This, it's not as simple for the person who has anxiety disorder. They go through this whole chain of thoughts. They will keep checking their mobile again and again कि मैंने alarm सही तो set किया है, मैंने time सही तो डाला है ना. And what they will do is they will keep like half an hour का window. अगर 5 बजे उठना है, I will set the alarm for 4:30 or 4 so that I don't get late. That's how well planned they are. Why? Because they want to make sure that nothing goes wrong. Because for a person with anxiety disorder, it feels like that anything can go wrong. So that's GAD. Now, what's separation anxiety disorder? Excessive fear or anxiety about being separated from a major person of attachment. It could be your mother, it could be your father, it could be a friend. So this major person, it could be anyone. So बच्चों में बहुत बार देखा जाता है separation anxiety that they sleep with their caregiver. When they have to go to school, they cry a lot. School में वो mingle नहीं होते हैं friends के साथ and they, you know, cling to their parent or their caregiver and they're not letting them go. So separation anxiety. Social anxiety क्या होता है? Fear of embarrassment or humiliation by others. You have, the fear is so strong that you avoid going out in the social situation. आप जाओगे ही नहीं बाहर, आप पार्टीज में नहीं जाओगे. यू विल नॉट स्पीक अप इन द क्लास, यू विल नॉट टॉक टू स्ट्रेंजर. रेस्टोरेंट में भी अगर आपको वेटर को बुलाना होगा तो यू विल थिंक बिफोर, यू नो, कॉलिंग द वेटर कि मैं इनको कैसे बुलाऊं, इन व्हाट वे शुड आई कॉल द वेटर. When the waiter is coming towards me, then I will call them. So all these thoughts and planning go in your head before, you know, just calling the waiter as well. Why? Because you have this fear of embarrassment or humiliation. I should not embarrass myself. What will the other people think about me? What will ma'am think? अगर मैम ने कोई क्लास में क्वेश्चन पूछा है and if I'm answering that question, what will she think? She will think that I'm a fool. What will my classmates think? So that's social anxiety. Panic disorder is fear of panic attack or consequences. Panic attacks में क्या होता है that lot many time people are admitted in hospital, they think that they are having heart attack, but what they would be having, they would be having panic attack. Shortness of breath, dizziness, chest pain, आपको सांस नहीं आता है. And panic attack can happen anywhere. आप घर पे हो, आप मॉल में हो, आप क्लास में हो, it can happen anywhere. So people who have panic disorder, they are so scared that they will have a panic attack. So they avoid activities, they will not go out, they will avoid doing, you know, exercise, because they will feel like, what if I have a panic attack? Agoraphobia. What's agoraphobia is fear of being in places where escape may be difficult or help not available. People who has agoraphobia, they avoid going out of house. In extreme cases, they stay indoor. There are people who have not gone out of their house for like past 3 4 years because they are scared that if I go outside something will happen and the escape will not be available, so I'm not going out, I'm not getting out of my home. That's agoraphobia. Then there are specific phobias: phobia of height, phobia of spider, phobia of darkness, phobia of closed spaces. Obsessive compulsive disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder is fear of unwanted thoughts. There are persistent intrusive thoughts coming in your head and you can't stop them. You keep repeating same action again and again, or like washing your hand, yeah, cleaning the surface, because you feel like I have to do this ritual. You are going out of house, but you have this ritual where you will touch the lock for 3 times, so you will do that because आपको लगेगा कि अगर I am not doing it, something bad will happen. So these all are type of anxiety disorder, and we will not go in the detail because we are just giving you basic information. Okay, this is now what's the difference between anxiety and worry, because we keep saying that anxiety is constant sense of worry, so it's very important to identify anxiety from worry. How can you differentiate? हो सकता है आपको simple worry. So people who experience worry, they experience it in their head. So okay, exam are coming, so I'm worried about exam, I have to cover this particular unit because मैंने उसको नहीं अच्छे से पढ़ा है. That's worry. But anxiety is not just in your head, it's in your body as well. There is a racing heart, sweat, dry mouth, stomach pain, you are not able to sleep, आपको भूख नहीं लग रही है. All these are symptoms of anxiety. So worry is in your head, anxiety is in your head as well as in your body. Worry is specific. There is a specific situation or regarding which I'm worried. I'm worried about my health. I'm worried about my performance. I'm worried about my, attending the class. That's specific. Anxiety is diffused. There is no specific thing about which you feel anxious. Sometimes you wake up with this feeling and you don't even know ki, what is it that made me anxious. Worry में क्या होता है? If you are worried, then it triggers problem solving. Okay, I have not covered this unit, I will cover this, मैं कल इसी यूनिट को ही पढ़ूंगी. So that's worry. But anxiety में ऐसा नहीं होता है. Anxiety में problem solving बड़ी मुश्किल से आता है. Why? Because you are so stuck in your thoughts. आपका एक chain of thoughts बन जाता है, you are not able to break it. Worry में there is mild emotional distress, of course. Worry causes emotional distress, but it's at a milder level. Anxiety में there is a severe emotional distress. Worry could be caused by realistic concern. Anxiety isn't always realistic. Worry could be, okay, I am sitting in the class, ma'am asked me something, I did not answer it properly. So I'm worried about it that मुझे इसका answer नहीं आता. Anxiety would be, okay, I was sitting there, ma'am did not ask me to answer this question, but she asked my classmate. Something must be wrong. Ma'am must not like me. That's unrealistic. That's anxiety. Worry can be controllable. Anxiety, it's very hard to control anxiety. Once you are stuck in that cycle of thoughts, it's very hard to get out of it. Worry is a temporary state, like we told. Once the stressor is gone, worry is also gone. But anxiety can stay for a longer period of time. Worry doesn't impact your professional or personal, anxiety does. So that's the difference between worry and anxiety. It's very important to differentiate these. And the similar anxiety and stress may be a difference. Stress is situation specific, anxiety is not. Or I would say anxiety disorder is not. Now, what are the signs of anxiety? How will you know? Yeah, how will I know? So there are physical signs, there are psychological signs, and there are behavioral signs. Physical sign is panic attack. In worst cases of anxiety, there could be panic attack. Hot and cold flashes. कभी you are feeling hot, कभी आपका body एकदम से ठंडा हो जाता है. Then there is racing heart, tightening of muscles. People who have anxiety disorder, you constantly who suffers from anxiety, they have muscle pain. Neck pain होता है, shoulder pain होता है, they have pain in their legs, quick breathing, shortness of breath, restlessness or feeling tense, feeling on edge, like something would happen, Feeling on edge is like when you are watching a horror movie or when you are watching a thriller movie, you are on edge all the time. You are worried that what is going to happen next. So that's what feeling on edge. So these are physical symptom of anxiety. Psychological is excessive fear, worry, catastrophizing. Like I told you, I thought so next morning I have to wake up early because my exam hai subah jaldi. So for a normal person, they will set the alarm and then they will go for exam. For a person with anxiety, they will think, okay, I've set up the alarm, I have to wake up at 5, but I will wake up at 4. So catastrophizing is like this. What if I don't wake up? What if my alarm doesn't ring? What if I miss the alarm? I will miss the bus, then I'll have to take a cab, I will find the traffic, I will be late and I will fail my exam. I will fail my exam and मैं class में ही fail हो जाऊंगी. That's catastrophizing. Obsessive thinking about same thing again and again. So what will be behavioral symptoms? Behavioral symptom is avoidance of situation that makes you feel anxious. If I am feeling anxious of replying in my class, I might not come in class or I will sit at the back bench. मैं हमेशा पीछे बैठूंगी जहाँ पे मैं मैम को दिखूँ ना. प्रेजेंटेशन देना होगा, आई विल मेक श्योर कि आई मिस द प्रेजेंटेशन. मैं बीमार हो गई, मुझे कुछ हो गया, ट्राइंग टू अवॉइड द सिचुएशन. पार्टी है, वहाँ पे जाना है, सो आई विल कम अप विद सम सॉल्यूशन जहाँ पे मुझे ना जाना पड़े. Always trying to avoid the situation. So what people think anxiety is, they think that it's just the feeling of nervousness and worry. But what it actually is, you are not able to concentrate properly, trouble sleeping, intrusive thoughts are coming. That's why you're not able to concentrate. Uncontrollable feeling of worry, you're not able to control. Increased irritability, you feel irritated, restlessness or feeling of on edge, avoidance of fear situation, loss of appetite, feeling of guilt and shame, a ton of physical symptom like I told you, muscle pain, stomach pain, headache, neck pain, loose motion, or sometimes constipation as well. So these all are the physical symptoms. Weak immunity. So I just had to share this because sometimes when people have anxiety disorder, they always see themselves like, oh my god, I have anxiety disorder. So this is something that having a disorder doesn't define you, or having a particular situation doesn't, having a particular thing doesn't define you. That's part of who you are, but it's not whole of you. There are million other things which defines you. So purpose of doing this webinar is also you to make you realize this as well, that having a particular issue is not who you are. There are a million other things. Now there is a high functioning anxiety as well. What's high functioning anxiety is that when you look at that person, you will see that that person is always on time. They there is a classmate of you जिनके notes हमेशा prepare हैं, and the notes are so meticulous and they know everything. They are up to date with everything. Come to all the classes, even if they miss a single class, that is a problem for them. So these are high functioning anxiety people. They have anxiety, but it's not interfering with their day-to-day activities. That's high functioning. So what we see is that the person is always on time, but what happens with that person is that there is an instant tummy ache if I think I'm going to be 1 minute late. I can't tolerate to be late. That's why I'm always strong work. We see strong work ethics, but for that person, fear of being fired over the little things, disappointing my boss, that's a huge thing. So they catastrophize everything. That's why they're up to date with everything, always in control. For us, it seems like that person is always in control. Yeah, उनको सब पता है. But for that person, if something goes wrong, something will go wrong. So these people, they have this constant fear that something will go wrong. So that's why they try to make sure that everything is in their control. So for us, they are good at planning, but for them, they need to plan. Why? To make sure that nothing goes wrong. So they have backup plans as well. We see them always organized, but these people, if they are not organized, they will get overwhelmed. They will not be able to function. Why? Because anxiety, जितना chaos होगा उतना ही ज़्यादा anxiety prevalent होगा. जितना, because anxiety feeds on chaos. That's why these high functioning people have a need to be organized. super helpful. We see them super helpful, but for these people, saying no is a huge issue. They can't say no. If I say no, what will that person think of me? They will see that I'm not, I don't like them, or they will not like me. So there's a constant pressure. We see them like relaxed, but for them, it's necessity to do yoga or meditation or do journaling, because they see that if I'm not doing it, I will not be able to function. So that's what high functioning anxiety is. हमें ऊपर से लगता होगा that these people are doing really well, but for these people, that's a lot of hard work goes into it. So now let's talk about what are the various things which you can do to cope with anxiety. So like I said, that there's a physical arousal in anxiety. So make sure to do deep breathing. Whenever you feel that there is a racing heart, shortness of breath, deep breathing helps. Why? Because when you deep breathe, आप बहुत ज़्यादा ऑक्सीजन अपनी बॉडी में ले रहे हो. When you are doing making oxygen, you are inhaling oxygen that calms you down. So that's why deep breathing helps. Grounding technique. Grounding technique is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are in a situation where you feel overwhelmed, you don't know what to do. Your mind is racing. There are so many thoughts coming in your mind. आपको समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है कि क्या करना है. So that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. What happens is 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. So what happens is that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. Physical exercise. When you do physical exercise, what it does is physical exercise क्या करता है कि control create करता है आपकी body में. Because if you are sitting, you are thinking, you are stuck in your thoughts. So physical exercise sort of when you do something, it breaks the cycle of those thoughts. And plus physically अगर आप healthy हो, आपका immunity system अच्छा है, आपका muscles अच्छे हैं, so that helps you. Physically healthy, it helps you in anxiety. Journaling, like I told you, most of the times we are not able to find what is it that is triggering our anxiety. So that's why journaling helps. When you realize that I am feeling anxious, write down what was the thoughts which I have had just before I felt anxious. Whatever the thought was. If you realize that you're sitting in class and all of a sudden you feel anxious, so what was the thought which you had immediately before that? So write that down. It will give you an idea what's happening. It will show you the pattern. Focus on what is in your control, because anxiety, like I told you, anxiety loves chaos. जितना chaotic हो आप, उतना ही आप ज़्यादा anxious feel करोगे. So focus on the things which are in your control and ignore the things which are not, because you can't do anything about those. Seek support. Talk to people. Talk to your friends, talk to your family member, talk to your teachers. Even in class, if you feel like I am having an anxiety attack, you talk to your teacher. You tell them, ma'am, I need to take a break. I need to deep breathe. I need to take a break. I'm going outside. Break the stigma. Try therapy. Sleep and appetite is very important. Have a proper sleep, not just 8 hours of sleep. Proper sleep or healthy sleep is, how do you feel when you wake up in the morning? Are you feeling fresh? Even if after 4 hours of sleep, if you are feeling fresh, that's a good amount of sleep. Quality of sleep is what matters. Appetite. Having a healthy appetite. Avoid caffeine या बहुत ज़्यादा चाय नहीं पीनी चाहिए and all these things. Have healthy meals. Mindfulness. Focus on here and now. Self check-in throughout the day. Self check-in क्या होता है? Throughout the day, you are checking with yourself. How am I feeling right now? How is my body right now? What are the thoughts which are coming in my head right now? So this self check-in throughout the day will make you aware of your thoughts, your emotions, and how is your physical body, so that you become aware. Sometimes क्या होता है कि आप initially when you are not aware that you have anxiety, आपको पता ही नहीं चलता है that you are having anxiety. आपकी heartbeat increase हुई है, you are sweating, but you are not focusing on it. So this self check-in helps you to increase your awareness. This will also help you in being mindfulness. It's very important to have a self-care routine. Very important, whatever that routine is. Like I told you, check your battery, check with yourself, check throughout the day how you are feeling I'm feeling great. Okay, I'm feeling exhausted. That means I need to take a break. I'm struggling. It means might be I need to take support from my family or my friends or from my teachers. If you're feeling a lot more and anxious, find sites which soothe you. You can dim the light in your room. You can look at soothing colors. You can touch soft things which soothes you. Listen to calming noise. Smell something, like you can try aromatherapy, lit a candle. All these things help. Self-care routine. Have a self-care routine which includes your physical body, your mental body, emotional and spiritual health. Physical, like you can do exercise, walk, eat healthy, pamper yourself. Mental is like socializing, creativity, reading, you are pursuing your hobbies. Emotional is talking about your emotions, seeking help, saying no, setting boundaries. Spiritually is doing yoga, meditation, prayer. If it helps you, why not? Now it's, let's say that you don't have anxiety, but you know someone with anxiety. How can you help that person? What to say to someone with anxiety? So make sure what are the things which are not helpful. It's not helpful to tell them that just think positive. That person is having an anxiety attack, they are feeling anxious, and you are asking them to think positive when they are bombarded with negative thoughts. Not going to help them. Instead, you can tell them, I'm here to support you in any way I can. You can tell them, let me know what you need, rather than saying that you need to relax. You can tell them that I will give you space if that's what you need right now, rather than saying that calm down. If a person is angry, irritated, maybe because of their anxiety they are. Rather than saying that you are being over dramatic, आप कुछ ज़्यादा ही तमाशा कर रहे हो, you can tell them that you are safe. You can assure them. You can tell them it must be incredibly difficult to go through this every day. You are so brave. Validate their feelings. Tell them I'm proud of you. Tell them you don't need to feel apologize or guilty. These things will help them, rather than saying that it's not that bad, pull yourself together and all those things. So I think I have taken a lot of time. So this is it from my side. Now over to you, ma'am and sir.
Thank you so much, Swati ma'am, for that wonderful presentation. And you have highlighted all the things very simply and very impressive. I want to ask you and all the people here, there are so many faculty members. Swati ma'am, what is one thing that stresses you out or that causes you anxiety? And what is your coping mechanism?
Ma'am, for me, if I am not able to fulfill a task on time, so that really stresses me out. I'm not able to sleep in night, and I will wake up thinking, oh my God, I have to do all these things. I am not able to do it. So I will just sit in the night, and what I do is, I know that this is going to happen with me. So what I do is I divide the task in small things, that I will do this, then I will do this, so that I don't get overwhelmed. I don't get worried that, oh my God, I have to do so much of this. And plus I make sure that I'm not avoiding the task. So I set reminders as well, that today I have to do this and tomorrow I will have to do this.
So this is another technique you've just taught them. It's called chunking, breaking it into small parts and then dealing with the situation. So there is Jayan sir.
I think, of course, there are different sources of stress, and all of us react in different.
Yours. So that the students, so
I
that all the people here, we realize we all go through this. So what is your
For me, ma'am, I think major source of stress for me comes only if I'm feeling tired. As long as I'm not feeling tired, I think I'm able to manage most of the things. But what works for me is recharging my batteries. And that usually is best when I'm in a hobby of mine. So for me, when I'm doing my photography, I get totally recharged.
all right? We have Dr. Umesh here, who's one of our major pillars, and he's handling on the IT here also, and he's part of Paxcura. Umesh sir, what is one thing that makes you feel anxious?
Uh,
And
very very tricky question. Uh, I think I plan well. If I get onto something, I plan well, and there are very little chances when the moments of anxiety will come, and probably they will come when the people nearby they start feeling anxious about the things. Then you start feeling it. So it's like you catch it once the people who are there in the vicinity they start feeling it, because most of the times you will be working as a team, so you will be having a lot of people around you. They will be having their own thoughts about it, and rarely you do things on your own. Majority of the things that we do in this stage group, they are the teamwork. So if the people around you they start getting anxious, then you try to catch it up. But yes, if you plan well, and you know your limitations, you know your strengths, I think you will be able to make out well out of any situation wherever you are in.
Thank you. So it means there is another thing to anxiety and stress. It is contagious. You know, if somebody is there, there is a tendency for it to be a group phenomena also. And there are more people here. So, of course, Umesh sir is not a psychologist. So he's not from the psychology background. So that is why I wanted to get your views here. How do you cope with stress? And planning is the way he copes with it. And who else is there? Any questions from anybody here? Will anybody like to ask certain questions? You can put it on the chat here. Meanwhile, Shatrupa ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Yeah,
Good
Shatrupa
afternoon.
ma'am, what is yours? What causes you anxiety, and what is your coping mechanism?
So what causes me anxiety is when there is a lot of work to be done, and usually I plan things out properly, and I try to visualize how I will be doing the work on the D-Day, and usually it so happens that even after planning and even after visualizing, there are certain really small things which have the tendency of not going the way I visualize it to go. So in that case, my way of coping is to involve more people, to ask for help, and to seek advice and counsel of people who are more experienced than I am. So in this case, when I feel anxious about things not going the way I wanted them to go, or I thought that they would go, I voice it out, and I involve more people, and I seek help. So that's my coping mechanism of dealing with anxiety.
Tripathi sir, are you there, Dr. Tripathi?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What is your, meanwhile, students, you can, all those who are here, I think there are many students here. You have questions, please start posting them.
There are
Tripathi
questions.
sir, what makes you anxious and what is your coping style?
Ma'am, if anything doesn't go according to my plan, that makes me anxious.
Okay, and
So
how
I
do you cope
generally,
with it?
I generally think that everything should be planned in a proper way and it should be done in an organized way. But sometimes, as human beings, we do some errors, we commit some errors, and then after, when things don't go according to the plan, then we start feeling anxious. And the best way to deal with the anxiety is to, I believe it is my personal technique, that talk to the people who are near to you and who understands you properly. Because talking to them gives me a lot of strength and a lot of, I should say, a lot of energy to handle that anxiety. And also, if anything go haywire, I can manage that. Because while talking to them, I also get to know that how to make things right. So I believe if something goes in a particular uncertain way where I have not what I have not already planned, then I get anxious. And to resolve the issues, I generally go to the people whom I trust and whom I personally feel that they will talk to me and contribute to me and contribute to resolve my problem. So I go to them and talk to them.
Thank you. Bhavyanshi, are you there, Bhavyanshi ma'am?
I'm here. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good
Yes.
everyone.
Yeah.
So for me, my journey with anxiety is something which is of a familial problem. It runs in my family, so to say. So I've had many years of experiencing anxiety. It started in school and now it's still there. So there are different triggers for me that I've identified after trial and error, a lot of trial and error. Right now, the biggest trigger for me for my anxiety worry is the fact if I have too many tasks that are to be done, too many things that I have to finish somehow. So what I have now started doing is making my own to-do list, organizing everything with priorities, leaving some time for things that may go wrong, or if, for example, I may have some new task on the day I have to finish other tasks. So I leave scope for that as well, and then just with priorities, just work down that list. So it seems to have helped me, and yeah, that's what I've been doing now these days.
There is a question. What is actually grounding technique? So, Swati ma'am, you would want to talk about the grounding technique?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So, grounding, like the name suggests, it grounds us, it centers us. So, when we are feeling anxious, there are lots many thoughts which are going through our head. So, we are not able to focus because what anxiety do, it you know creates a barrier in your concentration. So, grounding, what it does, it brings you to the present. It brings your mind to the present and now moment. So
Okay.
that, yeah.
So, can you give an example of the grounding?
Yes, ma'am. For so example, I will give you an example of a real life situation. So it was during college, and me and my friends, we were in the college. So there was this one function going on, and I knew that she has anxiety. All of a sudden, she felt so overwhelmed because of the crowd around her, and she said that she was not able to breathe. I'm not able to breathe. What to do? What to do? Let's get out of here. And she became very hysterical. So what we did was, I asked her, what are the four immediate thing that she could see? So she was like, okay, I can see, you are wearing a sari or you are putting a makeup, and then she is drinking water from her bottle. So she did that. Then I asked her, are there four things that you can touch? She said, yes, I can touch my shawl and my bag, I can touch you. And she explained it to me that you are hot and she's cold and the water is cold. So what it did was, it centered her. So she was catastrophizing that I am not able to deal with it. So when she went through the exercise, she calmed herself down, and then she realized that it's not that catastrophizing. Then what we did, we got out of the crowd and we went to a calm place. But during that moment, it was important to ground her.
Absolutely. So I think who's asked this question is Priyanshi has asked this question, and Priyanshi, I hope ma'am has answered it. Grounding basically means being. How do you ground? Ground is whatever is real and tangible. You just do that activity and you center around. एकदम उस मोमेंट में ले आओ कि कुछ ऐसी चीज सो दैट जो भी है it can be rather touch five things, or it can also be breathing. Breathing is one of, you just take deep breaths. That is also one very strong grounding technique, and it just gets you into this. Or even playing with water, you just give a glass of water and just Swati ma'am, you would elaborate on this further, but water is also one way. You just, even a simple glass of water can just get you back to
Yes,
whatever
ma'am.
there is. You just
Yes,
say,
ma'am.
okay, just concentrate on the water and have it. Uh, Whatever is, जो भी चीज़ है, it is all here. We have it with us, and anxiety, to cope with anxiety, to deal with anxiety, it is all there. There is another question which says, what is the root cause of anxiety? Mehak, um, uh, Swati ma'am's presentation had it all. What is the root cause of anxiety? Different people get anxious in different ways, and there are different kinds. Social anxiety, generalized anxiety, then there's separation anxiety, post-traumatic stress. So there are various types, and it is not structure of the mind or genetics. This is all of this ma'am has already dealt with. So I think you joined in a little late. In the first few slides, ma'am spoke about this. And is there any other question?
Ma'am, I can add one or two sentences
Yeah,
to Mehak's question.
yeah,
Yes, one of course is there are a few medical conditions where there could be some symptoms where anxiety gets highlighted. So having a physical examination by a doctor to rule out physiological reasons becomes important before we look at psychological. Of course, withdrawal from things like substance abuse definitely has anxiety. But I think probably one of the commonest is environmental stress, perceived or actual. And apart from that, while in some families anxiety does run, and you see it, you cannot separate it from the upbringing. So whether it's actually genetics or it's a combination would not always be clear. And then finally, of course, brain chemistry. So there are times where that also impacts. So once again, medication comes into help. I think medication plus combination of coping techniques helps out in these mostly.
And it is learned. Mostly anxiety is a learned response to stressors or whatever is there. And because not very many genetic studies have shown that there is a genetic component, except there is a physiological component, of course. And like Jen sir has said, anybody else would like to say anything to this? Or any other question that you want to ask? Because we want to finish on time and we are nearing a time, so we will just take in one question. Anybody else has any question? Otherwise, I would like to thank Swati ma'am and all the faculty and everybody here for joining us today. Tomorrow's session is again an interesting session, and it is going to be on depression so we would look at people. Jen, tomorrow's is on depression, no?
Ma'am, tomorrow is Shatrupa ma'am's session, and she will be looking at relationship breakup.
All right. So tomorrow is relationship breakup and relationships, and I think how to deal with breakups. That will be an interesting session. It will be a small presentation followed by a panel discussion. So we hope that everybody will join us again. And if you have a lot of questions, you can send us the questions today itself so that we can take them tomorrow and we can look at answers. You don't have to necessarily write your name or anything if you don't want to, but tomorrow we can look at how to how to cope with breakups, how to cope with different relationship issues. And so thank you once again. And FBSS and Pax Cura, both, thank you for joining in. And this is a good beginning. Mental health matters, and we all must talk about it. We must we must tell people about it. And for the psychology students, you are learning how to be mental health professionals, and I hope we learn and we reach out to people and help people. And thank you, Jain sir, thank you so much. And thank you, Umesh sir, for the back-end support, and Jain sir for organizing, and all the people. Thank you. And we meet here tomorrow again, same time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, there's another message. Anyways, we will talk about it tomorrow.